All right, going live in three, two, one. Oh, this is totally random with Katie. Hello, Katie. How are you doing this afternoon?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm okay. I don't think you were affected by the supposed well, they call it a nor'easter, but it wasn't very big here anyway. You're too far inland for that to affect you or
Oh,
anything.
that big cyclone storm. I read about that yesterday.
It came up the East Coast, and not only did it affect this area, but it affected Florida. Apparently, if they were saying
Mhm.
the temperatures were going to drop so much that if some people were posting videos of iguanas that were falling from trees because it was so cold. The iguanas could not stay. They were just basically couldn't move anymore, so they would just fall directly off of trees. I
Oh my
thought.
God. That's awful.
The people that posted the video said, "Don't worry, the iguanas. It only lasts for one day, and they'll be back to normal hopefully within a day or so." So,
Those are they're probably so scared. Like, why are we falling off these
uh,
trees?
yeah, the temperatures apparently only got up to like the 40s today in Florida. Here, the snow it wasn't very much. It was like maybe less than an inch. So it was more of a scare than anything else because I think people up in New York and Pennsylvania they got hit pretty bad though. So.
Oh, really? Is it still happening today? Like all throughout today?
It should be wrapping up. I think it might be New England, Canada area at this point, but I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's not.
okay.
Let's see. Actually, oh, hold on. We can bring it up right here real quick. You can see what it looks like. There we go. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, it really is along the East Coast. Okay.
yeah, we're this is DC down here. So yeah, we're pretty much clear, and yeah, you can see New York is getting hit right now, and then New England. So yeah, they're still getting hit right.
Is green better than blue, or is blue better than green?
I think green is me. That's the where the heaviest snow is right now. I
Oh, it
believe it.
is. It's not red. Okay.
Yeah, and they were saying like upwards of like 2 feet of snow, but mainly out in the ocean. So I guess it was if you're on a ship, you get 2 feet of snow, but I guess if you're on the ocean, you're not going to see very much, I guess. So,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, oops, I didn't mean to shake that so much. I was trying to move my mouse there. So, but yeah, the poor little iguanas, I think will be okay.
Mhm.
We have a couple of our friends already on board. Desenhaus 3.0, place
Mhm.
saying hi. We got Pivot Boy back with another stream with big smiley face, and I'm sorry, Dharmavon. Excuse me if I pronounced. Hi there with a big smiley face. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. And before we go too far, just remember everybody, if you'd like to support what we're doing, we have an affiliate link in the description below for NordVPN. That will, if you decide to purchase the service, that would support what we're doing here. It's a service I've used. I've used it for quite some time, and I would definitely recommend it. It does, if you're looking to hide your location or just protect your identity, it does work in that way. And several people have stated that you can also use it to watch videos, TV shows for streaming services in countries where it's normally blocked. So the link is below, and if you'd like to support us, we really appreciate it. So anyway, so basically, you're dealing with, I guess, just normal weather, nothing exciting then for you.
No, we had some like flurries yesterday, but it kind of just stuck to my windshield, so it wasn't anything major. It's just cold, and my skin is like all chapped. I'm like, what kind of lotion do I buy? I even bought like the working hand stuff, but I feel like it's not strong enough with the weather. Ooh. Ah, now my computer's going off. My
the
dad's calling me.
I wanted to talk about hand lotion. I was at work one day. This is about I was at a WTOP where I used to work in the radio station, and they had hand lotion out, and my hands get really dry, so I'd put hand lotion on just to keep them from getting too dry. And one of the guys looks at me actually like, "What are you, like a woman or something? Why are you putting hand lotion on?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah, anyone can wear hand lotion. I literally like I feel yeah, and I feel like guys' hands, well at least like the guys I know, like all their hands are like so dry from like working or like whatever. And I'm like, you need lotion? Like go get some lotion. And I've told them about like certain I think like the working hands and stuff and they love it. So
Yeah, yeah, and it's I just looked at him and gave him this weird look, like, "What are you talking about?" So yeah, but
yeah. It's not like you're putting like like Bath and Body Works lotion on or something or
no,
like
no.
I don't know.
I
Even
used
that, I don't you gotta
what
smell good.
it smelled good. Well, that's true. I several years ago, I commented about. I often say how I used to work on cars, and so because I did that, my hands would dry immensely back then. So hand lotion was an essential back then in those days. So I clean my hands off, and then it just dry out. I get like dry cracks in my skin because it's just the hand cleaner to get the grime off was just so harsh on the skin. So
Right.
it's not really not really the grimy, the cleaning, the dirty parts of the car, but really the hand lotion is just, it's designed to really get into your skin to get the grime out, and that's what dries up your skin really bad. So I've
You
been
should.
go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just I'm a big fan of using hand lotion because of that. So
You should get this thing. I bought it off Amazon. I've only used it like twice because I'm kind of terrified to use it because it's some product from China and it's like Chinese, like a Chinese skin peeling um like thing. And I'm not scared because it's from China. I'm scared like I don't know if you've heard of like the baby foot peels, like you put them on your feet and like you put these like kind of like a mask thing kind of on your foot and then your skin like literally sheds for like a few days and you're like it kind of hurts to walk. I've never done it, terrified to do it because I don't want to be like walking on like no skin because it like peels it all off. So then you have like fresh like baby smooth skin. But I bought this like hand stuff and I don't know if it's like something that's just like in the bottle or if it's actually my skin, but like you put it on and like you literally rub it and you can see like flakes of skin just like come off. And I don't know if I don't know if I just like tell myself it's my skin. Like I don't know if they're wanting you to think it's your skin or it's just like an ingredient clumping in the bottle. I'm not sure. But my hands definitely feel smoother after I use it or anywhere I put it. So
that sounds kind of scary. What if you were to put that on every day? Would you remove a layer of skin every day? That sounds kind of scary.
maybe I kind of want to try it now for like a week since my hands are so dry and just like see what happens. But I've used it like twice and I remember I'm making this guy use it and he was like terrified to use it and like would only use like a small little drop and I'm just like, come on. Like squirting the whole bottle. I don't know. It had like 20,000 reviews, so
20, well, be careful of those reviews. What website was this? Amazon?
Amazon, yeah.
Especially Amazon. Oh, Amazon's notorious for having fake reviews. So you got to
Oh,
be very careful with that. So especially if they're all positive reviews,
right.
that's the thing. So and speaking of fathers calling, my dad had called me the day like 2 days ago, I think, almost in a panic mode with this snowstorm, telling me, are you prepared for this? He's asking me if I have gasoline for my generator, and I'm on the verge of like thinking like maybe the power's going to go out here because the power here went out for 4 days for me in a row, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, I've lived here for 18 years, and that's the first time I've ever had a snowstorm knock the power out. I've had power go out for rain, winter, strong winds, but never for snow. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But then I looked at the storm and I looked at the website he was looking at, and they were saying nor'easter. This is the fear mongering. Basically, this is going to be the worst one and the worst nor'easter in history and all this. People are actually saying things like that. So I understood why he was getting afraid. And I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, I'll be a little. I actually did some just to be safe. I went ahead and got an extra week's worth of food. So just in case I got snowed in. But I went outside this morning, like I said, like maybe an inch of snow, and that was about it. So
Well, when I read about it yesterday, I thought about you. I was like, oh, I wonder if you're going to get hit again and lose your power.
yeah.
But
What? So your brother? What happened there?
oh no, when I read about it, I thought about you and like how you talked about how you lost your power last time, and I was hoping that wasn't going to happen again.
Oh, we got you.
'Cause
Okay.
the article I read made it seem like yeah, it was going to be a big scary thing. It was like cyclone of snow, like things are going to shut. Like I don't know, it just made it sound like this big like tragic event that didn't even happen yet.
Yeah, there is. I think they're looking for people looking for ratings, clicks, whatever they were doing. So that's what it sounded like. So we got KZ the Giant. What's up, boy? Hello. And he says, "Amen. You have been okay. Cool." So, sorry. And Mind of the Gamers saying hi back. So as far as no, I guess that's about it. I was gonna ask something else, but it doesn't really matter what we're doing. But let's look at our question from last week before we go too far. What was your favorite '90s food? There we go. 1,900 votes. Corn dogs, overwhelmingly at 62%. Next we got
Surprising.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, 21% with pizza bagels and pizza rolls. 6% with your choice. Oh, I'm sorry, 7% goes before that. Hot Pockets, then 6%, then 4% with Fluffernutter. I can't say this. How's this pronounced again?
Fluffernutter. Who said it? Yeah.
Fluffernutter sandwiches. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the comments.
I'm surprised.
You surprised that corn dogs got number one?
Well, I'm surprised like fluffernutter sandwiches aren't higher. I guess I never really ate pizza bagels, but I guess I ate pizza rolls, so I could see, I guess, why that would be pretty high. But corn
Mhm.
dogs, I mean, they're okay, but favorite? I don't know.
Are corn dogs really a 90s food? Isn't it from like before? Like you could see that in the 80s too, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. I'm just probably thinking more of those like corn dogs, and maybe they had these in the 80s, but they were in like the refrigerated section and they said, or frozen section, and they said corn dogs on this blue box with like a corn dog on it. I feel like a lot of people had those like in the 90s, but maybe they were also around longer.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I was just I wasn't sure what just thinking about right now. I was thinking maybe I don't remember how long I've seen them, but I do believe I've seen them before the 90s. So I just thought I'd bring that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's take a look at Kiss Best Fan. Closest would be what you call French. Sorry, let me get my magnifying glass so I can read this all the way.
So
Okay.
that's like kind of what you were talking about, the French bread.
Oh, French bread, yes. It was popular fast food. Yeah, there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I used to eat those a lot, the French bread pizzas. It depended on which they were because some of them were really bad. Like the French bread would get hard and you just had to like almost like you needed like salt. Almost like you had to saw through the bread. It was so tough to chew through. So I had to make sure after a while if I knew which ones to buy that wouldn't do that. So the
Right.
softer crust. Um, Vale Beljeco Savic says, I love dogs because I know one answer. Dogs are people's friends. Okay. Does he mean, does that mean is that for the corn dogs?
I have no idea.
Let's see. Mr. Professional, I wish the year was
Yeah.
1991. Oh, 31 years ago. So,
Cheers.
let's see. Where's the reply? Oh, here we go. Oh, it's just hello and just anything else. Oh, just saying hi. Okay. I wasn't born here. Uh,
Okay.
so
Well, what was your favorite food where you were born?
that's a good idea. That's a good question. Yes. Andrew's a beaten. This is kind of garbage I still eat today. Oh, his last name is Alf. So, yeah, I guess what kind of? I guess he means all the food up here is everything he still eats today. So I would probably fall into this category about 10 years ago. I was eating the same kind of garbage from the 90s over and over and over, and people would say, "How come you're not gaining any weight?" Because I was really skinny, and then
Yeah.
I started to put on a lot of weight, and then I got to like 225. So I went then I had to change my diet about 10 years ago, and then I went back down to my high
Are
school
eating 90s food?
eating junk. Any
I just bought like a bunch of like,
you did what? I'm sorry, you kind of garbled there. What'd you say again?
oh, just by eating 90s food, you gained a lot of weight, like all the junk food.
Yeah, yeah, anything. Yeah, yeah. Just basically a lot of the pizza bagels, the pizza stuff for sure. I ate a lot of not corn dogs, but hot dogs in general. I don't know if you call it 90s food, but
Well, yeah.
and
I
hot
feel like
pockets for sure.
I feel like I'm on that like right now. Like I feel like I just bought like Pop Tarts and I haven't had Pop Tarts in like 20 years, but my work had Pop Tarts and I was like, oh, this is kind of good, like this one flavor. And then I bought like all these flavors to try, and then I'm like, these are disgusting. Like, why did I buy these? And now I have like 20 Pop Tarts to eat
Oh, are
because
they
I bought
the
like 3 boxes of different flavors.
oh. Are these the Pop Tarts that are frosted on top, or are they the ones that are non-frosted?
Well, so I had the maple brown sugar cinnamon one at work, and I'm like, oh my God, this is really good. But then we also had strawberry and mixed berry at work, and those weren't, I didn't like. But then I bought like hot fudge sundae, s'mores, and like cookies and cream. And I made them yesterday, and I was like, these aren't very good. Why did I buy these? And now I probably will just leave them at work so other people can eat them, so I don't eat them.
I didn't know they made cookies and cream Pop Tarts. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like a brown crust and then has like a cream filling, and then there's like white chocolate on the top with like kind of like crushed cookies on the top.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe it's a newer flavor I'm not familiar with because I used to go through all the different flavors. You got I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. So send love to San Diego. Send love. Oh, so I'm send save to San Diego, please. I'm sorry. Okay. It says Jerry says I love 90s movies like Cliffhanger. Um,
Nice movies are good.
and say I'm sorry, don't know what that says. So I hope it's positive there. So so let me get my magnifying glass back out again. Let's see, I'm not is it right? Yeah. So next one down, I'm not a 90s child. So, well, I'm not a 90s child either. But I eat 90s food, so I'm more of an 80s child. So
You
sorry.
older, younger? You lived in the 90s or no? 2000s?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not a nice person. So yeah, wonder what
I
if you're
remember.
if you can yeah, if you leave a comment like this, you can come back and tell us where you yeah, if you weren't in the 90s, were you yeah, the 2000s person, if you're really young, and tell us what you yeah, like Katie was saying, go ahead and tell us what you eat for that. So Big Mac.
Yeah, that was like more of a 90s food. I feel like I remember Big Macs.
Are they that goes back to the 70s though. So
Or 70s. They're actually coming out with, I don't know if you saw this, that McDonald's is coming out. It's in the UK right now. I don't know if it's going to make its way over to the States, but a Big Mac with chicken patties. So, but a hack you could do is you could just order a Big Mac and just ask for chicken patties instead of the burger.
oh really? Oh, okay. I didn't
But
know they did food like that. Interesting. The I no, I've not heard of that all. I've not heard that at all. Actually, is this like all McDonald's, or is this like select few, or
only in the UK they're like having it on their menu, but you can just order like if you wanted that here, you could just say, "Can I have a Big Mac?" and instead of the burger, can you put a chicken patty? And I think it's essentially the same thing. I'm not
oh,
sure if they're using a different kind of sauce over there, but
gotcha. I think we got a Darius coming. Like, let's see what Darius. Sorry, I have to turn my magnifying glass every time I do this. So Darius says, "Yeah, I'm 2000s."
2000s. That was probably a fun year too.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to get a perspective for the 2000s. Growing up as a kid in the 2000s, my nephews were both born, and around one was born in 2009, and the other 2012, I think. So they're clearly beyond that. So I don't know anybody that was in that age range. So I'm curious to hear people from that age range. So let's see. I'm not a nice person. Hot pockets are good, but I don't really eat them anymore. Yeah, hot pockets were okay, but if you eat too many, they get really annoying fast. They're not that good. So, Renegade MS, I don't remember, sadly. All of them. Uh, S with milk, and I think we might have read this one already. Never ate most of these. So
Okay, healthy eater.
yeah. So let's see. Anything else you'd like to add to that? As far as, I mean, there's not really much I can think of, but I do think the corn dogs being awfully high is highly suspicious there in some way. I don't know.
Next week. Just a
Oh,
bite.
you broke up. You cut off for about 4 seconds there. So you have to repeat what you said.
Oh, I just said you'll definitely have to try a bite of a corn dog next week and report back,
Oh,
or this week and report back next week.
okay. If I find one, I will definitely try to do that. So, alrighty. So let's see. What question would you like to ask this week? We discussed this earlier. I think you wanted to discuss something about Breaking Bad. Is that right?
Yeah, we have a little bit of time, so we could talk about like if you've seen Breaking Bad, or if you, I don't know if what the word would be, if like you saw any of, what was your favorite out of these
Okay.
three, or out of the, or did you like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul better,
Okay.
or I
What's
don't
your
know what you
we
think.
could say what's your favorite Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul? How's that? And we can throw out yeah,
Which is
yeah.
better?
So yeah, like
Okay.
what
The question could just be which is
which is
better.
better? Okay. Okay. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that's fine. Yeah, which is better? Breaking Bad.
Or you could just put that as the answers. You don't have to like put that in
Oh,
the.
thank you. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I I hate when because I used to do that before. Like, yeah, just doubling up on everything. So,
So much words.
Better Call Saul.
And you thought Better Call Saul was better, did you? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
Really?
Actually, yes, I do. We can throw El Camino in there as well too. So, uh, now El Camino, I know you. Do you know what it? I don't know if you know what an El Camino is. Do you know what an El Camino is?
I feel like, did you tell this last time or were you about to? I don't remember.
An El Camino is a car. It's made by
Oh,
Chevrolet.
okay.
And I don't know what it means. I don't know where they derived the name from, so it might have come from something else. But it's been made. It was made starting back in the 19. I should know this, but I think it was the early 60s for sure. And it was made all the way through the 80s and maybe into the 90s. I'm not. I know they don't make it anymore. But El Camino has a connotation with it for people, especially if you're alive during the 80s and 90s. If someone drove an El Camino, you usually knew that they were some sort of trashy person. And so I would be
Okay.
if someone said they had a El Camino, there's like, oh, you don't want to hang around with those kind of people. They're just kind of trashy. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Chevrolet stopped making it because it just got that dirty connotation, view
Mhm.
affiliation. So, um,
Well, I didn't realize there were like certain cars. I remember someone telling me this a while back. Like some are like certain cars that are just like getaway cars or like cars that like rob thing or like cars that like I don't know if it's necessarily get pulled over more, but like cars that are associated with certain things, kind of like what you're saying. Like a drug car or like a like I had no idea that was even a thing. Like, oh, like that's a type of car that sells drugs or something like that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
a car
I
like
probably end up buying one and be like, I don't know.
yeah, a car that would be affiliate associated with, say, that would like say if you went into the hood, like like so to speak, would be like an old Chevrolet Impala or a Chevrolet Caprice
Mhm.
from like the 70s or 80s. Those would be cars that you'd be associated with that kind of that kind of attitude. That doesn't mean that everyone that owns one would be like that, but it does have that connotation for sure. So, but here's like give you an idea. Here's what a El Camino looks like. So
Okay, and I think that's on the cover.
these are all nice El Caminos. These are normally they would be rusted out and nasty looking. So but these are very nice looking El Caminos. So these are ones that are in showroom condition mostly. So the what you would see is oh, here we go. Yeah, there's for the movie for the Breaking Bad right there, but you don't actually see the car. So but yeah, this doesn't really give the idea of being trashy because they're so nice looking here. So yeah, you're right. There are certain cars out there that are associated with certain kinds of things like drugs, crime, and and in video games they'll often do that as well. They'll associate certain kinds of cars with that kind of attitude. If you're in drugs or gangs and things like that, they'll have specific kind of cars. So they try to emulate what it's like in the real world. So um, so let's see, which is better? We got all three. There was anything else, right? Better Call Saul.
No.
Uh, okay, look good. I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Right. Okay. All right. Here we
Mhm.
go. So,
So why
all
did
right.
you think Better Call Saul was better? Like, what did you like about it that Breaking Bad didn't have? Or
The storylines are just more interesting. It's not that Breaking Bad is bad in any way. It's just that the stories just seem to be a little bit more interesting for me. The characters are different. They have a lot of. You said no. You said you've watched all of Breaking Bad and you've watched, but not
Mhm.
El Camino. Correct? Is that right?
No, I haven't watched that one yet. I was tempted to just watch it right after, but I kind of wanted, well, I don't know. I was debating on doing that or starting Better Call Saul first.
Hmm. Okay. And Better Call Saul, it takes obviously it's about Saul, but you said you've seen like two or three episodes so far. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been watching since I've been watching it. It gives you a much more in-depth view of what see. I want to call him Jimmy because I've been watching the show so long. I don't call him Saul anymore. In my mind, he's now called Jimmy. So
Mhm.
so it's they
Yeah.
hardly ever call him Saul. In fact, they very it's that's not really his name. So it's in the show. It's just Jimmy all the time, even though the show is
Well, and
called
I
Better.
was,
So, but yeah, I was gonna say it's so the way they go in depth with him and his family because they introduce. I assume you've seen his brother Chuck. You've seen his brother Chuck, right?
mhm.
So,
Yeah, at first I was like, who is that? Is that his dad? And then I realized it was his brother.
right, and then the woman. Oh goodness, I should know her name because she's the main character in the show. What's her name with the blonde hair and the deep
Well, I was
voice?
trying yeah, like who is she in relation to him? Like, do they have a history? I couldn't
Yeah.
figure that out either yet on the first 2 episodes.
Okay, I don't want to give too much away, but they develop that, and then they talk about that as the show progresses. I don't know if you want me to give to anything away, so but the it does as the show progresses. they explore, and you get more in depth as to who they are, what their relationship is, what it was, and they as they it gets more in depth as it goes along. So that she becomes I'm not giving too much away, but she does become a very main part of the show. She's one of the main characters for sure. So I can't remember what is her name. Yeah, I can't remember
Oh
that
my
name.
gosh, I can't even remember.
So,
I don't
um, the as far as the show goes, you're introduced to a much wider range of characters that you don't see at all on Breaking Bad, which are very interesting and go in a different direction. And sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad. And one of the instances where that was bad is a TV show that was called Caprica, which was also like a drama, which was based on the TV show Battlestar Galactica, and it was like just like Better Call Saul. That show was a prequel to Battlestar Galactica, and what happened was
know.
Battlestar Galactica was about the military, whereas Caprica is about non-military people, but basically one of the families was a lawyer, kind of like Saul was, like an unscrupulous lawyer, and the other family that was involved was inventor. They were the inventor of the Cylon race, which was a cyborg, not cyborg, but like a robotic race of beings that they had created. So the problem was, what I'm leading up to is Caprica was completely different than Battlestar Galactica, and because of that, it didn't work very well for me. But Better Call Saul is completely different in some ways, that it works, that it seems to work better for me than Breaking Bad did. So if it's done right, it can be good like Better Call Saul. If it's not done right, it can be detrimental like Caprica was. It makes it just, if you're a fan of one show, it'll make you not like it. But I don't know. It's just there for some reason. This one works very well, even though they changed it around so much as far as what you're looking at. So the one thing I was when I was looking at when I was watching Better Call Saul, was how different Jimmy is at the beginning versus when you watch him on Breaking Bad when he's Saul. He's a
Mhm.
character is so radically different. He seems like a more genuine person, and when you watch him on Breaking Bad, he's very very unscrupulous. So the first few episodes, you see how he's very nice. He's very very much an honest person, and you get to see his fall from grace, so to speak, as the show progresses. So that's the best way to describe it without giving anything away. So
Yeah, and it's interesting because there must be at some point like some type of character arc where he turns from Jimmy to Saul because now he's Saul and he was Jimmy. But I remember like in the beginning they show something like a commercial Better Call Saul, but I don't know if that's him or if that's someone else because they don't show the commercial and who is on it. So it kind of leads it to like, is it him? And this is the future shot, or is this?
okay. At the very beginning, you mean when the black and white section? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. At the very beginning, that's him after Breaking Bad. So at the end of Breaking Bad, he
Oh.
goes into hiding. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, at the very end of Breaking Bad, he and Walt dies obviously, but he went. Both of them went into hiding, and but this is that what you're seeing is much is after Breaking Bad. So this is like many many years after Better Call Saul. So he's in hiding. He's hiding as the character Gene. Yeah, that's his alias, and so that is a continuing thing. So you get to see there's two stories going on. I forgot about that. So at the beginning, you have the black and white segment, which is basically the far future, him in hiding, and then you have the regular story takes up the majority of the episode. So
So it's, oh,
the
sorry.
yeah, the segments at the beginning are usually not that long though. But yeah, that's about it. So,
Okay, so you'll get little snippets of the black and white throughout Better Call Saul that are flashing back to what happens to him after Breaking Bad.
exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And these stories, they don't really get that detailed though. So I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't want to give too much away, of course, but it is interesting. The story, those black and white stories are very very interesting nonetheless. But the main story is they try to focus more on the actual story that's taking place 6 years before Walt and him meet. So that's, I don't know if you know, that's what year it's supposed to be, like 2002, I believe. So
Okay, 6 years before.
yeah. So and then, of course Mike is there as well. Did you see Mike? Was
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, wait, how did now they start to work together? But I think I kind of got to the point where like, well, they never really worked together though, but he knew of him because Mike more still worked with Gus in Breaking Bad,
right,
not Saul.
right.
But yeah.
And Mike is definitely a main character in this. And there are a lot of characters that eventually make appearances. And they become much intricate in the plot and the storylines and everything. So, like I said, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to, I don't want to spoil things for you. But there's, and a lot of the characters from Breaking Bad do make appearances. Unfortunately, as I've been watching Better Call Saul, I don't remember everything from Breaking Bad, even though I watched it. So it's like I have to remind myself who these characters are sometimes. So if you've just got off of Breaking Bad and you go directly into Better Call Saul, you're going to be a lot easier to relate to it than I am right now. So, and the other problem is Breaking Bad is like they go on hiatus for like a year or two at a time before they do a new season. Like we've been waiting for like this new season for like at least a year and a half, I think, maybe longer.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's why I was like, I should start watching it now. So then by the time I probably get to season whatever, like the last season, the new one will come out, or I can watch El Camino in between them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got OD coming back. We're OD regular. Hello, Z Moon and Katie. Good afternoon. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so, alrighty. Did you want to did you want to wrap everything up? Did you have
Well, we can see if anyone responded, if anyone has watched these shows. And if you haven't, that's your homework for this weekend. Oh, I keep getting like friend requests from all these people I don't even know.
Oh,
I just got an alert on my phone this morning. My phone, I feel like my Facebook's being hacked.
oh, okay. I usually when that happens, I usually just ignore it. It's usually I get friend requests on like LinkedIn, and I don't know this person, I just ignore it. So
Well, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we can see if anyone has responded yet.
yeah,
And it's definitely a great show. There's lots of character arcs. There's at least in Breaking Bad, and I can kind of see that happening in Better Call Saul too. Oh, so it looks like some people have
yeah,
seen it. So
yeah.
so far Breaking Bad, okay.
Breaking, but wow, that's interesting. 77%. I didn't know it was that high. Wow. Okay. 18. Well, we're 18, only 22 votes so far. So,
Right.
but 77% with Breaking Bad, 18% with Better Call Saul, and 5% with El Camino, and two responses. I don't know if I said this before. YouTube has a thing of I'm repeating myself, just forgive me here, but there's a glitch or something, I think, in the system. We have to click newest first because sometimes some of the comments get hidden. So, and I'll bring up newest. All of a sudden, you'll see like extra comments that were not actually there before, but it looks like we're good. So, uh, Breaking Bad without a doubt from Jar Jar Bell something, and then OD, who just left a comment in our chat section, says Breaking Bad bar none. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So,
We'll
uh,
have to talk more about it next week once we see kind of what's the most popular one.
yeah, I'm actually surprised. I guess so far I'm in the minority. I thought it'd be more close to like 50-50 at the very least, but wow, I guess I'm really down there. Yeah, if you could, people, if you're listening, anyone's listening, yeah, if you could add what you think, why you think the show is better too. Add that to the that'd be a great thing. We can't add that to the question now, unfortunately, because we can't edit it. But yeah, if you're watching this and you're able to add that, that'd be a great idea to explain why you think it's better. Because and like I said, I don't think either one is a bad show. I just think that Better Call Saul just comes off as slightly better, in my opinion.
Mm,
So it's
let's see.
and El Camino at only 5%. I'm not sure how many people even know that it exists. I'm that is because
Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed for a while, and then I realized it was on. I went to download it, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So, but okay. Anything else you'd like to add about that? To that?
Um, Not right now. I can talk more about it next week after I'm gonna watch more Better Call Saul this weekend. Maybe I'll get to like a few more episodes so I can talk more about it. But Breaking it's a great show. It's a great like Breaking Bad was great, so I'm excited to continue to watch Better Call Saul. Just like the character progression and all of them.
Mhm. Yeah. So okay. Alrighty. Well, OD. OD has one more comment. This poll was easy for Breaking Bad. You should have compared it with TWD.
I'm
What's
not sure what that is.
Yeah, what is TW? Sorry, OD. I'm not sure what TWD is. Yes, sorry. If you could, if you want, go back to the poll itself and add what that means, so we know what that means because we're gonna go ahead and end the show right now. So, alrighty. And also for those who are if you want to support the show, there's the NordVPN link in the description below. If you click on that, they have a great deal, which is definitely more than half off. Oh, here we go. Because he came back. The Walking
Oh, The
Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thank
still need to watch that too. I heard that's a great show.
Yeah, I've not watched that at all, but okay. I've heard that it's a good show as well. So yes. So if you'd like to if support us, NordVPN, it's in the description below. And like I said, it's more than half off for sure. I don't remember what it is, but it's definitely a great deal compared to getting it at the regular price. And we really appreciate the support. Anything else?
No, have a good weekend, everyone.
Okay, thanks. And we'll see you next week.